Yo, good afternoon, viewers of YouTube. My name's Tyler of Chico Crypto, and welcome to another episode of Crypto, and of course, a cold one. Today's featured guest is Goose IPA from Goose Island Beer Company. They're out of Elk Mountain Farms in Bonner Ferry, Idaho. It's a really tasty beer. It's not bad at all. I forgot to add a beer cap to the tower yesterday, so I'm adding two today. 1, 2. Remember, if this tower falls over during the video, I'm going to be giving away a whole free Neo. It could be 50 bucks, could be 100 bucks, could be 400 bucks. Who knows? So let's get into it. Verge, or going by the ticker XVG, it looks like they are in for a bumpy ride, and I am bringing out the popcorn. So what is going on, you ask? Well, the Verge codebase has been exploited, so it's kind of like a 51% attack on the network, but not exactly. So a couple days ago, on April 4th, an attack on Verge started to happen, where a person or group was exploiting a bug in retargeting of the Verge code. So usually to successfully mine a Verge block, every next block must be a different hashing algorithm. For example, the first would be a Scripto hash, next would be an X17 hash, next would be a Larimer hash. So due to various bugs in the code of Verge, you can exploit the blockchain by mining blocks with spoofed timestamps. So this attacker exploited a bug by using fake timestamps spaced out 2 hours apart, since nodes do not validate the accuracy of the timestamps. This allowed the attacker to use the same algorithm repeatedly, while other nodes would be attempting to follow the rules and use a different algorithm. The person would submit a mine block with a false timestamp to the block for an hour ago. Verge will think the last block mined on the algorithm was 1 hour ago. The next block will then have the correct time. Since the network thinks it's an hour ago, it will allow the block to be added to the main chain too. So kind of confusing, but to summarize, this gives the malicious attacker or miner almost 99% of the hash rate, giving them the power to collect block rewards from thousands of blocks. They were roughly able to get 1,560 Verge per second. This is bad news, everyone, and it's not going to get better. Most exchanges have disabled deposits of Verge, and some mining pools have disabled Verge support, as they cannot compete with this miner or attacker. Well, on April 4th, the Verge developers tried to fix the exploit and explained they had a small hash attack that lasted 3 hours. And they said it had been cleared. Well, guess what? The exploit is not fixed as of shooting this video on April 5th. And the supposed fix they implemented on April 4th accidentally ended up hard forking the chain. Their change was to simply disagree with the attacker's blocks, but any new wallet would stop syncing at the time of the first block attack, and then the wallet would not progress any further. So that fix has been rolled back, leaving Verge vulnerable for another day while the devs try to figure out what to do. So this fiasco is turning into a total meltdown, with the mining pool who spotted the original hack, Supernova, is pulling all support for Verge. Here's what the Supernova mining pool had to say. This will be my last dealing with XVG. I don't like to get cheated and blamed. As a miner myself, I care for what I mine, and I care for others as well. You can take it or leave it. Ooh baby, things are getting spicy. So the Verge devs have said that they will not roll back the chain. So the 20 million Verge that the attacker has mined are going to be valid. So there is a workaround that starts at block 2,040,000 and should take place tomorrow morning. I really can't wait to see what happens, because the attackers are claiming they have 2 additional timestamp related exploits that they are holding back. So what has happened to the price of Verge? Well, the price has only dipped around 10%. Major exchanges have halted trading, and the wallet issues haven't allowed much dumping. What will happen when the blockchain opens back up? Well, by the time this video drops, we should have a much clearer idea what the future holds for Verge. So now that that drama piece is out of this episode, let's take a look into the bright side of things in crypto. NEO. So officials of the Party Committee of Science and Technology of China visited the Onchain office today, and they discussed their expectations for using blockchain technology to serve different industries of the real-world economy. So that relationship between NEO and the Chinese government, also Onchain and Ontology, is obviously there. And in my personal opinion, they will have the strongest relationship with the government out of any crypto. And they are primed to be the blockchain for both private consortium with Ontology and public with NEO. So Da Hongfei has been quoted saying, the mainstream financial investors and large corporations are all starting to move into the industry, but they will need professional services that are compliance ready, such as licensed exchange and secure custodian services. So this is what we need to be focusing on, is the development of the smart economy. With NEO and Ontology's focus on regulation, it will bring mainstream financial institutions from China, so there can be real business done on the blockchain. So NEO ID, and of course the biometric data from the key, will give the Chinese government a view of their citizens like never before. Me, personally, am dying to hear about NEO ID and how it will identify NEO addresses to a particular person. The NEO Council are no dummies though, and I have a feeling they are waiting for a reversal of this bear market before dropping any big news such as NEO ID. Unfortunately, this could lead to NEO slowly bleeding, but when the bulls do return, boy, it's going to be a fun ride for both Ontology and NEO holders. So let's move on to another crypto, some Stellar news, as I have become very, very bullish on Lumens. What I'm most interested in regarding Stellar, of course, their partnership with IBM, but besides that is they are moving full steam ahead with a project that's going to be utilizing the Stellar platform called FairX. Now, people don't really know what FairX is. Some people think it's an exchange, but I'm pretty sure I have it figured out. FairX will not be an exchange that competes with the likes of Coinbase or even Stellar's decentralized exchange, SDEX. I believe FairX will be a USD on-ramp for the SDEX. So, reading through their GitHub, it is pretty clear they are building a standard API for banks to properly onboard customers that follow US banking rules. I'm sure they are creating a USD anchors as well, which will be a big deal for the SDEX once the UI and UX are improved upon. And guess what? FairX posted a tweet today saying they were sorry for the lack of updates, but for the impatience, they should read the FDIC and OCC regulations to relax. So fucking A, brothers. If it's an FDIC insured on-ramp, this is massive for Stellar. It just makes me happy for the future of crypto trading, as this will force another project to get moving on something similar. Competition is always a good thing. So now, moving on to another coin I have become extremely bullish over the past months, EOS. And guess what? The Dawn 3.0 release has happened today, or yesterday, and it looks really, really good. Their baseline performance of their blockchain without any optimizations was able to reach NEOs of 1,000 transactions per second. With the addition of the just-in-time compiler, they were able to sustain 3,000 transactions per second. The best case they were able to achieve was 6,000 transactions per second once paralleled signature verification was implemented. Now, EOS is working on inter-blockchain communication. It would enable one blockchain to verify the authenticity of an event of another blockchain in a very secure manner. The ultimate goal of EOS is to have thousands of chains operated in parallel by the same or possibly different block producers. And then they could eventually end up processing millions of transactions per second. That is EOS's ultimate goal. So the Dawn 3.0 release focuses on the stability of the core of the platform. EOS plans in the next couple of months to prepare the final system contract, which will implement all of the staking, voting, and governance mechanics. This release is feature complete for developers with stable APIs. The platform is now stable enough for developers to begin building their testing and their applications. So what do you think this did to the price? Pump, baby, pump. Well, everyone, it looks like Verge is completely and utterly puttering out. I was never a big fan of Verge or the Wraith protocol. I think the developers are very lackluster and don't know what they're doing. Any Verge holders want to argue with me? Argue with me down in the comments. Very bullish on these three coins, NEO, EOS, and Stellar. They are all $3 billion coins, But in this current bearish market, I have a feeling that top coins are going to be the ones that eventually survive if this does sustain for a long time. Well, viewers, thanks for watching this episode of Crypto in a Cold One. I got a little bit of beer to finish. I'm going to finish it, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow.